Hey, look, we just got on subject one more time. Your son locked up. He in the feds.
Right.
How that made you feel like knowing you was in the system and then he in the system?
Well, it's crazy because, like, at first I was able to try to tell him what was what and how it would go. But then once he hit the feds, it's different because I never been to the feds. It's a whole different system.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, you know, just asking me for cash apps. I know that ain't the way. But, you know, basically, you know, that's what he owned. And, you know, I just be feeling bad because he in there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to say he didn't have to go, but I know I did all that, so he didn't have to do that. And, you know, I always try to make a way, and now that he a man, it's like I'm pressed for time because I gotta have a way for him when he get out. Because if I don't, it's gonna be the same thing. You feel what I'm saying?
But see, that's another thing. Like, I know you ain't want your son to go to jail, but I feel like that's another thing. The peer pressure.
Shout out to Lil D. Yeah.
That's another thing. Peer pressure. You know, you're hanging out with kids in the neighborhood and all that. Man, let's go do this. Let's go do that.
Nah, see, it's bigger than peer pressure. It's like when your daddy was a real street and certified in the streets and, you know, got something else going on, you got to deal with the ups and the downs. You got to deal with the fame part. You got to deal with the on the try you part. You got to deal with the lies. You got to deal with the, you know, the trying to scandalize everything. You know, it's a lot to deal with. And, you know, like I say, I've been trying his whole life. You know, like I've been trying to get in his whole life. So I've been sort of famous, but I've been broke. So, you know, like broke and famous don't mix.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, famous, that's hard on a young man when you got some type of notoriety, but you ain't got the notoriety to go with it. So, you know, like I just tried to give him all I could and help him much as I could. Even when he got in the game, I was still trying to guide him and help him and do what I could to, you know, make sure it was sweet on him, but still, you know, federal prison, federal penitentiary.
Yeah, hope when he come home, man, hope he, you know, get back straight.
I be telling him, I be like, bro, learn something while you in there.
And that's the thing
even
about
if it's not, get caught.
That's the thing about, but that's the thing about jail though. They really don't have like no trade or nothing. So like, if you go to jail for one robbery, you just got me sitting there. I feel like when you're in jail, they should show you how to be a mechanic, how to weld, how to do carpentry work.
So, bro, it's crazy you saying that because, like, I've had a little nephew and a couple more little guys that was in the juvenile jail, and he was like when he was out, I was trying to steer him away from trouble by getting him in the studio.
Yeah.
But he ended up catching a little murder rap, you know, as a juvenile. So he's contacted me because they're giving him leeway. Okay, he's big head nephew. You can let him use the phone. You can let him use the phone. You can let him use the phone. So, you know, he's calling me. So I'm like, well, okay, cool. Since y'all giving him leeway, how about y'all give him leeway till y'all put a little studio in there?
Yeah, do something.
I said, if y'all put a studio in the juvenile facility, it ain't gonna be no trouble because the bad ones gonna be the ones that want to rap, the ones that want to get in the studio, and you can't have no write-ups to come get in the studio. If you can get in the studio, you can record. If you can record, you can apologize. You can explain to your mom why you did what you did. You can tell the people you sorry. You can drop hits. You can get the correctional facility some money. You feel what I'm saying? So that was a win-win. And they turned me down because it was me. But then next thing you know, all the youngsters started breaking out and harming the guards. I said, if that studio was in there, that wouldn't have even happened.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, so shout out to all the juvenile correctional facilities. Just get y'all a studio and tell them the ones that be good get an opportunity to go record music. And while y'all not, they're going to be writing songs. They're going to be getting their songs together, getting them down pat. They ain't going to be getting in trouble. They're going to be too busy trying to write their hit to help their mom and their brother and sister out there on the streets if they make the right song. So y'all need to get them studios and trust the engineers and trust the people, the studio manager. Don't worry about all that smuggling and all that. Deal with that accordingly how it's supposed to go. But for right now, get them studios in there and watch all that violent stuff bump down.